Hey, I'm Ginger, and this is the Usable Marketing Podcast. And what I've been telling you guys about is that I have been doing this one funnel away challenge. And basically, what I wanted to do is update you on what is the strategy of this challenge. So basically, what we're trying to do, everyone that is doing this challenge, and I've already told you that I highly recommend it, is you are trying to launch a sales funnel from zero to completely out in the public in 30 days. And what it's required, basically been doing it for the last 2 weeks. And here's sort of what we've been doing. I kind of wanted to share this with you, and I'll share sort of the weekly summaries to give you an idea of what's been done for each week. So we just finished week 2. So here's I've spent most of this weekend actually trying to finish all my deliverables. We had a couple of catch-up days. So in week 1, here's what we do. Here's what we did. We offer hacked 10 competitors, which means that all of those ads that you see on Facebook and around the internet that look kind of interesting and start to pull you in, you really go and examine all of those ads, see what they're saying, see what the hook is, like what it is that kind of caught you, where does it lead, go ahead and click on it on the internet, go to the next page, see what they're offering, does it make you want to click? You want to pick 10 competitors to do that, and you'll really start to get a crystal clear idea. You'll start to see the trends in terms of what they're doing. So that was actually really valuable, super important. Then we built our own offer, and basically what we ended up doing is offering a quick little offer on our 10 best persona templates. And if you want these 10 best persona templates that I have used over the years, I've scoured over the internet, I do these things all the time. If you want to look at 10 templates, here's a way for you to get it. So it was kind of like doing a practice offer. You also, what we needed to do as part of that is build an entire funnel sequence, right? So the offer basically goes like this. You want to pull someone in from the internet. In this case, what we're doing is Facebook. You want to pull someone to Facebook. You want to tell them, hey, I have collected the 10 best persona templates. There's no need for you to look any further. Also, if you want to do great marketing, you're going to need to build a persona. This is step 1. If you want to kind of do really well in sales, you want to grow, you're going to have to know who you're selling to. So that's sort of the ad that pulls them into the funnel, right? Once they go into the funnel, what they're doing is once they click, they go over to a landing page that says, okay, great. Here's the templates, fill in your email and click here, and we will send them to you. That's the first page of the funnel. And then once they fulfill it, you send them a thank you page, and they get what they asked for. And what you've gotten in exchange is an email address. And so now what you have is an email address of someone that you know is interested in building persona templates, which probably means they're interested in marketing. Okay, so that's good, the good news. Then, this was important. We had to actually create the pages and the deliverables, right? So we had to create the offer, meaning create the ads, create the landing page where they get it, and then create the thank you page where after you've delivered it, and had to go and actually put together an asset. In this case, it was a presentation of a collection of all of my favorite persona templates and why. So I had to create all of that stuff, so there was some doing there. And then another interesting part of the week 1 was so valuable, actually. The focus on finding the who's, not the how's. A lot of the reason that people get stopped in their strategy is because they stop trying to do strategy and they start trying to figure out, how do I make this deliverable? How do I make this graphic, et cetera, et cetera. And when you're sitting there trying to do all of that how work, you're really not doing your strategy. You're not getting done what you're supposed to be doing. So there was a big emphasis, very helpful, on find the who's, not the how's. I happen to have a funnel builder, so someone who can do all of the technical back end for me. I have a graphic artist, I have a writer. If you don't, these are people that you can find in a variety of ways. So had a little bit of an advantage there, but I did a lot of it myself as well. So, I'm not perfect, but who is? Okay, that was week 1. All of that in week 1. Then week 2, set up your publishing platform. So here's what I did, and this is a huge part of the work. You want to set up your publishing platform so that you can now start to build an audience by being consistent over time. So here's what I did. I'm talking on this video, right? So this is obviously one. You're going to see this most likely on Facebook, but what I did is I also created a Facebook page, right? That's different from my personal profile, and here's why. I created the Facebook page because on the page I can have other administrators help me as it grows. I can advertise a little bit differently. I can boost those posts. So the page is the platform that's really kind of built to grow. I also did two other things. I launched a podcast, right? So I'm stripping the audio from these talks that we're doing right now, and those audios are showing up on a podcast. It's called the Usable Marketing Podcast. It is now available on iTunes. Oh my God. So, I mean, I started this 4 or 5 days ago. I used a service called anchor.fm, anchor like an anchor from a boat, FM. And I started recording there, I uploaded it, and they actually take care of putting it out on all of the various podcasts. So you can now search. You can even I'd ask Siri, but I'm afraid that she's going to turn on. But you can ask her to play the Usable Marketing Podcast, and you'll find it. So that was platform number 2. And the final thing I'm doing is I'm also taking these videos, loading them into a playlist on YouTube, which is the Usable Marketing Podcast playlist, or channel rather, and then and that is a vlog. So you can also search for Usable Marketing Podcast on YouTube. So what I've done is I've taken one thing that I'm doing right here, I'm putting it on Facebook, I'm creating a YouTube channel on it, and I've created the podcast. So now I have a platform. From that, I can also create little mini posts. I can go on Instagram, I can tweet, I can create Pinterest, a bunch of stuff. But what I'm trying to do is create once and then use many in different formats and different platforms to grow an audience. So that was hugely important. Took a little bit of time, but really important. Then the next step of this week, which was really amazing, very liberating in a way, was to tell your origin story. So if you listen to the very first episode of the podcast or the first video a few days ago, basically what you heard is how I had what most people would dream of as like the best job in the world. I was vice president of advertising and promotion at NBC. I had a nice big staff under me. I won a couple of Emmy Awards and some other awards as well, and everything was perfect until 2009 when I had to lay off my entire department, and I was laid off as well. And so I kind of went from the top of the mountain down to the, not exactly the gutter, but I thought I had it all, and then I didn't have it, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do next. So I had to tell that story and kind of, what did that actually mean to me? What did I figure out about myself? And how have I gotten from there to here? Which, newsflash, here is way better, actually. I have my own company. I work with the people that I want to work. I work on so many different things, so it's been really great. But part of growing your audience and building your platform is also telling your origin story. And we understand each other in stories, and so that's why I had to do that. And then the last thing, there might be something scrounging around in the woods here, so I'm going to keep an eye over there, was then you had to take that story, right? That was just one story, my origin story, and think through what are all the different hooks and stories and offers that can be developed from that story itself. And at first it was really hard, but then surprisingly it was so easy after a while. I was talking about like, well, I started out as a big VP at NBC, but then I started my own business. Well, what happened there? I had to learn how to sell. I had to learn how to market myself. I have worked with beverage companies, fast food Chinese, manufacturing, car insurance, you name it. I've gotten to learn all these things. So what you start to realize is there's a bunch of little stories in your big story, and each of those can be a hook that you take and put on your platform that I've been building, right? Whether it's the podcast, the Facebook videos or whatever, and use them to get back into your story, right? Or use them to get back into whatever your offer is, right? So all of this has been, God, it's been really so great. I mean, I've been doing marketing for a really long time, but just even this process of doing much more, I would say, grassroots or guerrilla marketing and having to be really innovative about it has been fantastic. Okay, so the whole thing is that what I'm getting better at also, instead of just talking, is that you need a hook, a story, and an offer for every single thing that you do. So here's what I'm going to do on this one. My hook was I really wanted to tell you about this experience that I've been going through. I'm halfway through. Still got 2 more weeks to go, but I want to tell you about the experience of doing this One Funnel Away challenge, right? And it's all about launching your platform that can then, the point is to make $1 million in 1 year because you build a platform, right? So, but it's to get your platform launched, it's going to take at least 30 days, and this gets you there in 30 with kind of step-by-step instructions. So that was the hook. The story is everything I told you. You've kind of heard about half of the program now, and in about a week I'll tell you about what week 3 was. But my offer to you today is do this for yourself. I mean, if you've been either trying to liberate yourself from a job that you don't like, get your business to the next level, or have something that just kind of excites you again, I think this has been so cool. The reason I'm really excited about it specifically is because I've been wanting to kind of share all of the marketing that I've learned along the way with folks. This is going to be my way to launch a funnel to share it with you. But even more than that, what I'm really excited about is I'm a huge believer in eating my own dog food. I want to go through these steps and then be able to actually give this to my clients. This is different than the traditional marketing I usually do, so it's good for everybody. Okay, and so the final thing is the offer is you should do this challenge if you're interested in it. I'm going to put the link wherever it happens to be, whether you're watching the podcast, the vlogcast on YouTube, or you're watching this on my Facebook page. I'm going to give you access to the One Funnel Away challenge. I'm going to tell you right away. So it's $100. It is the cheapest $100 you will ever spend for the money. There is $20 shipping and handling, so it's $120, but you get like a whole case that includes this workbook. It's got all of the training. There's a helicopter overhead because this is Los Angeles, so of course. And it has some other things in it as well, but it's like super bargain, and then we'll be able to do this together. All right, so I think the next challenge starts in like 5 or 10 days, so if you're going to do it, get on it. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.